Imagine we were Miley Cyrus, and our whole lives we were on Disney, and we were told what to do, how to act, how to behave, and then finally we come out of our shell. It's going to be the total opposite because there's been something inside of me that's like, and now it's out, right? And it's a powerful release, right? It's no different than, if you had an unsettling, if you had an unsettling, it when it releases, it's just gonna be extreme. And I'm proud of her for letting out and just breaking through whatever that coming out of her cocoon, right? I just hope her. I just hope that she still has the artist in her, so that whatever she comes out with next, we all take her as serious as she is because she's a great artist. Like doing songs like Boys and Girls is therapeutic for me because I don't want to get depressed on all the things that are happening in the world because I pay attention to them, and that'll make somebody depressed. So writing songs like this are good for me. So, or else I'll be like, there's a part of me that's like, there's a part of me that looks at myself and says, we should be starting a revolution somewhere. But I'm happy the way I'm configured right now. And um, yeah, I'm happy with the way I'm configured. It's a perfect balance. People in 1950s, you got to imagine TV was brand new in people's homes. So TV wasn't in your house for 20 years in 1950. Maybe you had a TV set and you've had a TV for 5 years, 10 years maybe. And what what was coming into not only your living room but the minds of kids. Parents made love in the bedroom, and any talk of sex was probably a weird thing, right? They explained sex with birds and the bees. They didn't say penis in the vajayjay. He said birds and the bees. Like what? Like, think about how you explained sex to kids back then. It was very like, I can't believe we have advanced this much to the point where we all have these tools and everyone is desensitized. It's just the desensitization of a whole entire society. It's not just it's just not the hip thrust, or it's everything from seeing and tolerating police brutality, tolerating, senseless children's deaths, tolerating like, babies on the shore of trying to flee from war. Like we have been so desensitized just to empathize on people going through the harshest stuff. So, yeah, yeah, the 50s is totally different than right now. Think about it. In 1950, when people went to war in World War II, you didn't see images of it. The Vietnam War was like the first war that was televised. And because of that, and since then, we have moved at a rapid pace to where we could tolerate seeing people dead. That's crazy, actually. So the 50s today, if you compare the 50s to right now, the human mind is totally different. The human heart is even that's the most ridiculous change. But with that being said, in the 50s, there wasn't a black president. my audience is free thinking. So if I did It's a New Day or Where's the Love, think about Where's the Love. Came out in 2003. We were going to war, America, with terrorism. And on the song, we said, overseas, we're trying to stop terrorism, but we still have terrorists here living in the USA, the KKK. Wait, the USA, the CIA, the Bloods and the Crips and the K. That played on the radio many times a day. Where we said the CIA were terrorists. They played it on the radio. So that's because our audience were free thinkers. And Dixie Chicks' audience probably weren't as free thinkers as the Dixie Chicks were. So it was a clash on how free the mind was. So, yeah. So thank God that our listeners are free thinkers. To the point where I'll say songs, I'll sing lyrics where I'll say, I'm in the club and I'm drinking on da da da, right? And then I'll meet someone and be like, oh my gosh, Will.i.am, I didn't even know you drank. What? I just said it on the song though. I didn't even know it. Oh my gosh, Will, you said a bad word. Well, I curse. You hear it on my records. Yeah, but you don't see me as a person who says bad words. What? I don't know why that is. But if I was like, yo, motherfucker, that's crazy, you'd be like, what, Will? Like, what do you mean? I say that in my songs. I drink, though. Kind of, Mom. I really, kind of. But you know what I mean? I drink, but people don't see it that way. It's crazy. Imagine it was 1816. There were no journalists. There was no such thing as that career. Imagine it's 1916. Kind of. There were like there were what's it called, in the center of the town? They had podiums, and that city was called town centers, town halls. There were town halls. There's always been town halls. People would come to the center of the village or the community, and there would be somebody speaking. That was kind of journalism. Right? 1916, nope. And here we are, and 19, like, I don't even know when a journalist in a traditional sense birthed. And now that's being disrupted because every single person is a storyteller and a camera. Right? So I think it's this transition to where 10 years from now, Instagram, Facebook, think about Instagram, Facebook. There's people that aren't famous. There's people that have more Instagram followers than Fergie. Like, there's a girl on Instagram that got like 5 million followers. And she don't sing, she don't rap, she don't act. She just on Instagram. Not giving her opinion, she just showing her shape. And that's cool. One point in time, there's going to be one of those people that start putting their opinion. So if you compare Facebook and Instagram that have folks that have millions of followers, then you go to like CSNBC or CNN or Wall Street Journal, and those journalists don't have that many followers. But that media outlet corralled a whole bunch of journalists. But journalists that don't have reach. So we're about to witness a whole new type of media company that's going to be born by aggregating all the millions of followers. Aggregating people that have millions of followers. We haven't seen that yet. Like, when you think of journalism, you think of Wall Street Journal, you think of CNN, you think of Bloomberg now, you think of all these different like media hubs. And you don't think of Instagram as a media hub, actually, because people don't really have perspective except for those people that were coined as journalists that then go to Instagram. But Instagram as a whole, so you can have a people's media movement to where folks like you go out and look for folks that have millions of followers and be like, I want you part of my network, but I don't have a perspective. Here's perspective. We need your reach, right? Because it's this new shape in society that's barely taking shape, right? And I think right now you have access to the internet. I have access to the internet, but the internet don't know me, right? What's coming is this new thing that's coming. And that's this artificial intelligence. That's what's coming, and that will change journalism forever. Because right now, if you write a blog, you can't talk to a million people at once. You can't have a conversation with a million people at the same time. As a journalist, you're limited to who you can respond to when they ask you questions. And what's about to take shape is this artificial intelligence to where that's what you're missing as a journalist. You don't have this entity that could speak for you based on what your how you framed your questions. After this interview is done, right? Somebody's pulling us out. There's no way for me to continue to have this conversation, except if you had artificial intelligence. Right. So that's what's coming next.